This episode of Brown Girl Guilt is sponsored by all my past lovers. Y'all done did mess me up, but that's okay, because I got a podcast episode and basically an entire month's worth of episodes out of it. Now, if I get rich and famous because y'all broke my heart, I think that was a pretty solid trade-off. Hi friends, it's your girl Harpo. Welcome to this episode of Brown Girl Guilt titled To All the Boys I've Loved Before. To everyone listening to this episode, welcome to Harpo's Love Life, a series of misfortunate events. It's taken me an incredibly long time to get to a place where I can see these misfortunate events as lessons and not mistakes. It's taken me an incredibly long time also to see that everything had to happen exactly the way it happened for me to become this version of Harpo, one that is self-aware, confident, secure, and so in love with herself. It's also taken a lot of hard inner work to say, Harpo, would you wish all of it didn't happen if it meant you couldn't be this version of yourself? It's also taken an entire world pandemic and a tough lesson on self-love to realize that most of the time my love life was a series of misfortunate events because I made it so. For a long time, I walked around upset and resentful, spewing so much anger towards all the men who had broken up with me, ghosted me, or really broken my heart. One day, something clicked though, and I said to myself, Harpo, have you ever thought that perhaps you were the problem? It dawned on me that spewing anger and resentment towards past romantic interests was actually not the most helpful or healthy thing. If it were true that perhaps I was the problem, and if it were true that all of these experiences were lessons and not mistakes, then did I really want to spend the remainder of my life upset at a bunch of men who weren't even in my life anymore? Likely not. In releasing my past lovers from this resentment and anger, I choose instead to take back my power. I say to the universe, I wish you didn't have to make me cry so much, but okay, fine. I see you. Thanks for the lessons. And to my past lovers, I say, if you're listening right now, hey, what's up? Long time no talk. This episode is for you. It's an ode to you all. It's to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your blessings. I am grateful that you were all the vessels through which my lessons were received. Y'all broke me, tore me apart, ignored me, made me cry, made me weep, go hysterical, and fog my mind. But you all brought me closer and closer to myself. You all reminded me, through your refusal to love me in the way that I wanted to be loved, that the only love I needed was that of my own. So yes, y'all fucked me up, but y'all taught me self-love, radical, fierce self-love. You taught me boundaries, the range of my emotions. You made me laugh, and you showed me the blueprint of all of my own flawed architecture. You helped push me down the path of this beautiful journey back home to myself. To the first mans I ever loved, I want to say to you that you were the beginning of a very long and painful lesson. Nothing has ever dragged me through the mud more than the commitment of loving you. I grew from a girl into a woman in the time that I spent loving you, so that's a long time. And while I want to say that the 7 years I spent trying to learn who you are was a mistake, and that the 7 years I spent in absolute agony was a regret, I wouldn't change any of it. Loving you and not having you love me back gave me my life's deepest pain. And that pain is the epitome of the depth of emotion that we humans are so capable of. Not knowing you would mean not knowing the edges of my human experience. And so to you, I say, I am the empire that I am because of the way you broke my heart. If you hadn't broken me open, perhaps all the light that the universe poured into me wouldn't have been able to come through. To the second mans I ever loved, thank you for teaching me all that I really do not want. Thank you for teaching me the beauty of saying no and perhaps the life-saving power that a strong, affirmative no actually holds. It was in your manipulation, your mind games, your constant need for control that I learned that Someone can look you in the face and tell you it's love. But if it does not feel like love, look like love, or sound like love, it's probably not love. Thank you for showing me that no matter how pretty the face, no matter how long the legs, and no matter how lethal the comb over and beard combo, no one, literally no one, dead ass no one, is worth losing or changing yourself. To the third mans I ever loved, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you only knew that version of me. You deserved a better version of Harpo, one that did not ask you to solve all her problems, listen to all her fears, and expect you to fix her. I'm sorry that you only saw the insecure, clingy, jaded, codependent side of Harpo. She was unpacking and experiencing a lot. I met you at an incredibly important turning point of my life, and I wish you knew what it meant to me to have you hold me with such kindness. And I'm sorry that when you chose yourself and chose to pull the plug, instead of seeing it as an investment into yourself, I saw it as an abandonment of myself. I'm sorry that I villainized you and didn't let you love me in the way you wanted to love me. To the fourth man's. Yes, I know. They keep going on. To the fourth man's I ever loved. When the smoke cleared and the fog subsided, I realized I never actually loved you at all. If the first man's who ever broke my heart was the beginning of a very long and painful lesson, you were kind of the end. If he was the beginning of me breaking my own heart, you were the end of me breaking my own heart. You not wanting me facilitated my journey of me wanting me. It was through you that I learned my attachment styles, and through you that I learned that sometimes I'm the problem, not the man's. Thank you for also teaching me a very important lesson: to believe the first thing a man tells you and to never ever waste your time trying to change it. It helps me for the next one. And so, to the last man's I ever loved, you were a fresh blank canvas for me to test out all my lessons. It was a chance for me to throw everything at the wall and see what stuck. If the last years of my life were spent in a haze, it was with you coming into my life that I was able to finally gain clarity. My life's greatest spiritual awakening came from having crossed paths with you. On you as a canvas, I threw red paint and confronted my biggest fears. On you as a canvas, I threw orange paint and experienced the greatest sacral energy exchange of my being. On you as a canvas, I threw yellow paint and learned that I was still the baddest bitch, whether a lover accepted me or not. On you as a canvas, I threw on green paint and healed my faint, fickle, broken heart. On you as a canvas, I threw on blue paint and learned to speak my truth without fear and holding back. It was through this blue paint that I saw into the window of my own soul. And on you as a canvas, I threw on purple paint and saw an entire galaxy of stars. It was through you that I learned it could be in the palm of your hand and still not be yours. And so, to the next man's I will love, I bring to you all of me and all the lessons from all the boys I've loved before. I bring with me a deep awareness that while I have been hurt, I have also hurt. I bring to you a commitment to work through my own flaws, my codependency, my imposter syndrome, my too fast and furious vibes, my larger than life expectations of people and love, and the misconception that you and only you will make me happy. I bring with me my own garden full of both flowers and weeds, and I invite you to also bring your garden complete with its own flowers and weeds. I promise not to judge you for your overgrowth if you promise not to judge mine. I will hold space for the person you are becoming if you hold space for the one that I'm becoming. To all the boys I've loved before, to you I say, thanks. I love you. And I forgive you. To you I say, you're welcome. I love me. And I forgive myself.